Hello, beautiful souls in the cosmos. I'm so excited that you are here today. I have some really exciting messages from you, from your parent, from your guardian, from the higher selves of the people who took care of you growing up. We have 4 lovely piles to choose from today. And I also wanted to let you know that for the majority of these piles, I will just be tapping into one higher self, so like your mother, your father, maybe a grandparent. So if you feel drawn to more than one pile, you might also find a message from the other parent in one of the other piles. So with that being said, just feel free to pick whatever pile or piles you're drawn to. All right, so without further ado, I will show you the cards. We have the 6 of Cups in this beautiful mermaid deck. We have the 5 of Swords reversed. We have the Page of Cups. And for our last pile, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so now I'm going to add your crystals to your piles. All right, so for our group number 1, in adjacent to the 6 of Cup cards, we also have this beautiful little agate purse. And then for pile 2, this is actually not a crystal, it is a little glass cat figurine. And for pile 3, we have this beautiful jade cube. And pile 4, we have this Dalmatian jasper cube as well. So, okay. Now, here's the fun part. We're going to do a little meditation together. We're going to take a minute to center ourselves and ask Spirit to clearly help us understand which pile our intuition is being drawn to and that there would be no confusion. So to do this, we're just going to take a breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. You can do this on your own timing, but I would like you to take 3 of these deep breaths. I'm going to take them right now. You can take them with me if you like to. There we go. Okay, now I want you to open your eyes. And I want you to pick the first pile that you feel intuitively drawn to, and then I will see you down below at your timestamp. Okay, bye guys. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Okay, let's get into it. So, first message that I was hearing when I was picking a crystal for your guys' pile, your parent, whether a father or a mother, which we will get into later, feels incredibly regretful and sorrowful about how they prioritized the purse, the bag, the money over spending time with you, over bonding with you. Maybe for some of you guys, you had parents who they did get you things and they spent money on you, but they didn't prioritize you. And it didn't matter ultimately what they gave you because they didn't give you the love and the time and the energy that you actually wanted from them. Or this could also be a signifier for some of you guys that they just in general prioritized making money or the pursuit of money over you. And that is something that they are coming through very strongly to tell you that they are sorry for and that they think about often. The 6 of Cups in reverse is a card that talks about looking back at past memories and a lot of times like great sorrow and regret, honestly, for the mistakes that they have made. So, okay, now we're going to get into the tarot and get you guys some more cards. First thing I'm going to ask if this is a male or a female, and potentially we will get both because there could be a lot of you guys watching this video and there could be multiple different people for this, so we will see. All right, Spirit. Whoop, there we go. Okay, King of Swords in reversed. Oh, but this is interesting because although this is a King of Swords, it kind of looks like a female. So I am feeling with this pile that this could have been a father or a mother for you guys. There's not specification here. But with the King of Swords being in reverse, Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. This is actually the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I'm hearing from them that they had some control issues, some major control issues, and that they were very stuck. I heard them say, I was stuck in my mind. I was stuck in anxiety. I was stuck in trying to control the narrative, control what I thought, for some people out there, control what I thought my children's lives were supposed to look like. I didn't realize that I was only in control of myself. I didn't realize that I wasn't supporting in the way that I need to. I didn't recognize how much of an impact me being in my own mind had on you, and I'm sorry. I just keep hearing, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Something I want to let you guys know is that the higher self of somebody, like if you think about it this way, you've lived probably a bunch of lives that you don't remember, right? But your soul does. And all of those experiences, if you can imagine with me how much knowledge and how much more love you will have occurred by the time you are 100 years old, if you make it to that, like, you know, that age. Now imagine like 500 lifetimes or 1,000 lifetimes. Can you imagine how smart somebody's higher self is? But when they come down here, it's like a clean slate. They forget, and a lot more challenges and obstacles arise. And I feel like this parent in particular had really high hopes for this incarnation. But while they're in this incarnation, they're not living their authentic self, and their higher self knows this. Okay, we also have the Tower. Ooh, okay. I'm hearing for some of you guys that if this person is still alive, that they're having some major, I don't feel like this is happening quite yet, but they're going to have some major Tower moments. And a Tower moment is like when Spirit reveals something to you that has been grieving your heart because it's not who you are, it's not who your soul is, and you've gone so far off from alignment of who you were supposed to be, who you wanted to be, that all of a sudden Spirit brings in this moment, this revelation where all of a sudden this foundation that you built your life on comes crumbling down in one aspect or another, and truth is revealed to you. And I think this person is going to come to this moment in their lifetime where they recognize what opportunities they had that they did not take, because I think their higher self is really, really coming in strong. Like, you might not always feel loved or supported by this person in the physical incarnation, but I want you to know that their higher self freaking adores you and loves you and is 100% there for you, supporting you, even though you can't feel that in their tangible presence right now. Okay, we just had 5 of Wands come out. Was your person competitive? Like very competitive? Potentially never let you win at board games when you were a kid, or just were always competing in the work life? Or in the family, there's just this sense of rivalry and competition. They were always trying to figure out how to get ahead, how to be the best. And again, that might have a little bit to do with the bag. Like, they really prioritize trying to find success. But what I'm hearing is they didn't realize the success they actually wanted was you. God, I'm gonna start crying. Oh, this person is so sad. They're so sad, and they wish more than anything that they could just get this version of them that is here right now to freaking get their head in the game and to recognize that you are the treasure. You are the treasure. You are what they needed to be happy. Everything that they needed was right there. They were gifted with love. They were gifted with the opportunity to pour into somebody so special that they wanted in their life. You guys chose to be together in this lifetime. And there's regret. There's a lot of regret. Aww. 7 of Pentacles. I'm feeling, especially with this card, they had really high hopes for this lifetime, that they wanted to provide for you. They were so excited for you to be born. They were so excited to be able to give you a life, give you financial security. But what you needed wasn't just financial security. What you needed was for them to be present. You needed for them to prioritize you above the list, above the money, above the other things. Wow, there's so much grief. There's also so much love. So much love. Hi, Mr. Hooky Boy. Oops, what do we got here? Page of Swords. Yeah, they're hoping for a fresh start in their mind. That's what they want for their higher self wants for their physical incarnation here. They want a new start. They want to be able to get to this King of Pentacles who is abundant and loving and nurturing and also financially stable and wise. That's what they want for themselves. But they recognize that, like, this tower moment for them is realizing what they dream. Like, maybe I'm feeling for some of you guys, you might have confronted your parent or told them, like, hey, I understand that, like, you provided stuff for me, but I have resentment because I didn't feel the love, that I didn't feel supported from you. And if you haven't communicated with them, that's something that might be coming in your future, or potentially is just something that this person is starting to become aware of what you needed, what their hopes were, but what actually happened. And they're going to come to this moment where they realize almost like they have to restart. Because the Knight of Wands in reverse is like someone who thought they had it, or not Wands, the Knight of Swords in reverse is like somebody who thought they had it all together, thought they knew the answers, thought they knew how to control things and fix the narrative. Now they're realizing they have to start over. That, because, like, this card talks about this, like, this beautiful little mermaid who found this sword and she's mesmerized by its power, but she doesn't realize how dangerous it can be. And so I feel like with this other Knight of Wands, or Knight of Swords, I keep saying Wands, that's interesting, in reverse. I think they just realized that they have to shift. They're gonna have to shift how they think themselves. They're gonna have to, it's like pride. In order for them to come to this point, to be this person, they're gonna have to let pride die. They're gonna have to say, okay, pride, you gotta take a back step. I don't actually know these things that I thought I knew. And I missed things, and I have to restart. I have to be willing to change my mind, shift my perspective. But that is what their higher selves is working with them towards, because they want to be able to show up for you in this incarnation. They want to be able to be in your life again. They miss you. They love you very, very deeply. And I feel like they haven't been able to show you, and that grieves this person's heart immensely, because I do feel that there is a lot of love from this person. They weren't expecting the trauma that they endured in this lifetime to have changed their perspective on things the way that it has. But I do feel that this change is coming for them. I'm going to grab a couple more cards. I think we're going to leave that with the tarot for now, but we're going to see if we can get some more messages from them, from an oracle deck, from some message decks. Let's see. Spirit of Pile 1, please give me guidance towards which deck you would like me to use to communicate with them. Okay. All right. Well, interestingly enough, I'm feeling this one, which I did a card from this one for all of my last piles. I wasn't planning on using this again, but that's what I'm feeling. Can I get one? Whoa, my gosh. Okay, we have fire. Wow, and the heart. Look at that. That heart is like on fire and it's like starting to be set off with matches. Oh my God. Their higher self is trying to reawaken their heart space, is trying to get them in touch with who they actually are and be like, yo, this is not you. This is not you. We need to set this fire ablaze in your heart so that you can show up for people. That's what their higher self is trying to tell them. All right, let's read your card for you. Oh my gosh, guys, this card. Holy shit. The heart is a combustible engine, driving our bodies as well as fanning the flame of inspiration. That fire can be doused with water, smothered with earth, or suffocated by a lack of air. We must be the guardian of our own fire, tending to our internal flame to keep us in motion. It is important to find a balance between prioritizing our needs and wants and supporting those around us. This card can also refer to someone who is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So if that is one of your parents' signs, then that's a confirmation for you. Having a heart of fire can indicate someone who is passionate, all-consuming, inspiring, explosive, temperamental, or alluring. Working with fire requires developing an understanding that is grounded in respect. Fire can be difficult to ignite, yet also very hard to control and extinguish. When you light a flame, center yourself, breathe, and focus on your goal. Show the same level of care when it is time to snuff out the fire. Interesting. Okay, while I was reading that card, I heard that some of these people might have narcissistic tendencies or they've become narcissistic in their lifetime. But I want you guys to know that that is not who that soul is. That soul is not a narcissist. That ego is a narcissist. And what happens with people in their life is when the ego is stronger than the spirit, narcissistic traits are far more prevalent because the ego is controlling them, not their higher self at the moment. But that is something that their higher self is like trying to fan this freaking flame and show them who they are and what needs to be let go of. But I do want you guys to know that while this person is going through this process in their lifetime, I'm not here to give you a specific date. That's the thing, is I'm not going to mess with that because everybody is on their own different timeline, and also nothing is set, my belief, nothing is set in stone. I do believe that certain things that like are going to happen for us at specific times in our life that are part of our soul contract. But here's the thing, free will is still a thing. And for instance, you could get a beautiful tarot reading telling you all the things that are going to come to you if you make these steps. And if you never make those steps, then it's not going to happen because you are in control. The tarot reading won't matter. So that's the thing. It is all about, future is shifting and changing depending on our energies, our actions, what we choose to continue to do. But this is what currently is happening in the energy right now. I can only tap into what I am seeing is happening in the near. This is something I see is happening in this lifetime for them, but that doesn't mean that is set in stone. So if that doesn't happen, that's okay, but that is something that their higher self is really trying to bring in for them. And I do have a very strong feeling that it will happen. And for some of you, this might be a quick thing. This might be all of a sudden your parent reaches out to you and like offers you this apology or this healing. And for others of you, it won't be that way. But that's not important. I know it feels incredibly important because you want that validation, you want that healing in this lifetime. But if you aren't able to receive that in this lifetime, you can still heal. You don't need them to heal. You can heal by releasing. You don't forgive because they deserve it. You forgive because you deserve it. Because when you hold on to pain and bitterness and sorrow, it physically impacts your body. It makes you sick. Trauma sticks inside of your body. Like, this is something I've learned because, like, I've had, a lot of resentment towards my parents for blocking my gifts and my abilities and my talents and making me doubt myself. And I have had to work so incredibly hard to be able to stand on my own 2 feet because of that trauma that I endured. And it was so hard to forgive, but I learned that I had to forgive because else I would continue to carry that pain and that weight with me, and I couldn't carry what was theirs any longer, because guess what? It is theirs, not yours. You were always worthy and deserving of love. Nothing you ever did was the problem. It was the trauma and the experiences of this person that caused these actions, not you. You were perfect and beautiful and lovely and worthy. So worthy. I'm gonna get some message cards. If their higher self, if their present self could communicate with you from the standpoint of their higher self, being more in connection with that higher self, what? I just all of a sudden got really tongue-tied. So I feel like if this person does come to you, this apology might be really hard for them to get out, or they might struggle with their words a bit. What would they say? What are messages that they would say? Woo. Perception is key. Remember, you have the power to change how you see things. Answer the call. Abundance is waiting for you. Okay, I'm feeling that those messages are actually specifically just what their higher self is telling their current self right now in this incarnation. That they're trying to shift their perspective and that abundance was all around them. But I also feel like when they do come to you, they might tell you, like, I realized that all I needed was you. You were what I wanted and what I needed, and I missed that opportunity. Please give me a second chance. Okay, let's see. We got a couple more falling out. Let go of what you cannot carry so you can fly. Oh my God, they're saying, please forgive, not for me, because I know that I hurt you. I know that I hurt you, but I don't want to see you go through this pain anymore. I don't want to see you. That's what their higher self is saying. They don't want to see you in this state of pain, because their higher self has to watch you fucking carry that pain every day. Every day they see you. They see the pain that they caused. They do. They are aware. They know. But they don't want that for you. Oh my God, you are more than your trauma. Trust and believe you are so much more than you see. They didn't encourage you. They didn't use, words were really important to you. Words were really important, and they did not use their words to lift you up and build you up. They failed to recognize how important their words were, and how important being present was. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. They're saying, I know there's nothing I can do to change the past. And I don't know what our future holds, but I know that I want to be here in the present. That I want this healing. They can't contain us. These wings were made to fly. I feel like their higher self sees how beautiful, how special. Like their higher self is watching you create, watching you do things that you love, watching you grow, watching you learn. And they rejoice in you. And they send you love and infinite support from that side of them, because they know that their other self has fucked up. They know that. And I want to give you guys encouragement that even if you don't get this reconciliation in this lifetime, when you see them again and you have the memories from all of your guys' past lives together, and maybe you were their parent in the past lifetime, like roles can switch and reverse. It's crazy how this all works. But when you get to that place, there is going to be so much healing and so much love. Things are never as they seem. Okay, I'm just going to get... Sorry, that was my cat doing his little thing. Okay, we are going to use this divination board for you guys. I am currently working on crafting my own, and it will be up on the channel soon. Also, so you guys know, we have lots of fun things coming. I make crystal jewelry. I also am working on my own tarot cards at the moment, as well as oracle cards. I've been engraving cards to bring to the channel. I also make homemade charms. The charms in here that are made out of clay, I have made myself. There will be lots more of them coming soon to the channel, so look forward to that. We will also have spell jars that you guys will be able to pick from and purchase if you like. So lots of exciting things coming. If you're wearing headphones, turn the volume down. Here comes the charms. Okay, let's see what we have. We have make it happen. Yeah, that's what their higher self is like. Do this, dude. You have, so this guy to me is kind of like, it's that third eye, but it's like connecting their third eye to their actions. Like, it's not just seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things the way they actually are, but taking the actual steps to change that. And it is in reverse right now and over the unknown. So for some of them, this process might take them a little bit longer before they get to there. You have beautiful minds inspire others. And that went right over this little guy. And this charm, oops, is a signifier to me about those simple things that, oh, not simple, sorry. Those, like, they're beautiful, simple moments, but they're moments where you are being you, doing something that fulfills you and makes you feel like a blossoming flower and like nothing else matters. And they're saying those special talents that you have, they see them, they see how worthy they are and how special they are. They see how unique and individual you are with the starfish here too. You are so beautiful. Oh, they're saying hope. You're a star, and that they have hope. They have hope for this person for themselves to change in this lifetime. They don't want you to give up on them. You have this beautiful heart that, so sometimes you guys will learn this as the channel progresses, but I'm still giving these charms meanings, and I do this through experience with my own personal divination. I cast these charms and I ask myself, what is being brought to my attention? I'm so sorry, my cat is climbing. Oh my god. Okay, so with this one, I am really strongly feeling I am just supposed to ask you guys, what does this mean to you? What does this heart charm mean? I'm kind of seeing like octopus tendrils a little bit in it, but I would like you to tell me down below in the comments, what did this charm mean to you? You also have these, oh my god, these cute little cherries that were upside down. I don't know why I'm hearing cherry on top, or somebody might have liked cherries a lot. Like, I'm especially seeing maraschino cherries, I think that's what they're called, and I'm seeing like ice cream sundaes. With this one, I am feeling, baby keeps coming to mind, but also like with this clothespin, it feels like reminiscing over the times when you were little and recognizing those opportunities that they missed. So that's what I'm getting for your charms, but please, please let me know down below in the comments if these charms have other meanings for you guys, because I would love to learn and help incorporate that into my next reading, letting people know what other people have seen from these crystals and charms as well, because that's super exciting and super cool. Okay, I think that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit the like button. It really helps my channel. And let me know what you guys thought of the video. I am so incredibly blessed and grateful for you guys. You have no idea. Thank you so much. I can't wait for you guys to come to the next pick a card. So until next time, I love you, Pile 1, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this cute little cat glass figurine and this 5 of Swords cards in reverse, then this is your reading. Let's get into it. All right, lovelies. So I got a little story for you guys, because it's actually what this card pertains to. This card is talking about not taking responsibility for one's own actions and blaming other people for the damage that is caused, not being able to recognize what things were actually their fault. And I'm gonna give you guys a little story to help you understand this, okay? So right as I was trying to film your guys' reading, I had my cats who I let into my tarot space, and they were climbing on my stuff, climbing on the tapestries, and they caused the tapestry to fall down and the lights to fall down. And for a hot minute, I found myself being really frustrated, like, why can't you guys just treat the stuff nicely? Do you have to be so crazy? And then I got kind of frustrated and walked away from this reading for a minute, and then I came back and I recognized that there was something really important in that for you guys, because that's actually what the 5 of Swords talks about. It's like, for example, how do the cats know that they're not supposed to climb on the tapestry? They're in this space trying to enjoy it with me because they love me and they want to be around me. They're wild animals. Like, even though they are domesticated, they are wild animals. And there was something that I was not recognizing about that. For instance, I can put up the tapestry when they come in here. I can accommodate this space for them because they can't accommodate for me. Neither is it their job to accommodate for me. And honestly, I'm feeling that that is what your parent or guardian struggled with a lot in life. For instance, maybe they didn't allow you to be a child, or they got very frustrated with you for doing things that children do. Children don't think through things, and they might have said things to you like, why don't you just think? Why don't you just think through these things before you do them? But a child is a child. And it's our responsibility to manage our emotions. It's our responsibility to set the stage for our children so that they can best succeed. It is not our place to try to turn them into mini adults when they are children. And I am so sorry, Pile 2, because that's what I'm feeling very strongly happened to you in your childhood. There's a lot of grief coming through, as well as a lot of frustration from this person's higher self. They're incredibly frustrated that they didn't take the time to take accountability for the things that were actually their job as a parent to change for you so that you could best succeed. And instead, they got frustrated at you. They blamed the sword for cutting them, and not the fact that they were playing with a sword. They're saying that they're sorry they didn't take accountability for things because they didn't recognize they were, I'm honestly getting some element of pride here. And this doesn't matter if your parent is still alive or not. This is talking about the higher self. So this is the person, if you don't know a whole lot about higher selves, this is your parent or your guardian's higher self, which means it's all the versions of them throughout their past lives. So let's say somebody had 100 different past lives. Well, your higher self retains all the memories of those past lives. And if you don't believe in past lives, that's okay too. So if you guys are confused about if your if your parent is still alive, the higher self of your parent is just the culmination of their life experiences throughout however many past lives that they have lived, and that higher self version of them is like their soul essence, the person who retains all the memories from all the different lives, all the experiences, all the learning lessons. And when they are in spirit form in that higher self, they are way more connected to source, to love, to light. So their perspective on things greatly shifts from what this person in their physical incarnation might act like. Because here's the thing, when we come down here, we get a memory wipe. So we don't remember our past lives, and it's kind of like a challenge to find yourself. It's a challenge to act in a way that is in alignment with who you truly are without remembering who you truly are, because it's like almost that instinct, that nature versus nurture. The stronger your healing has been throughout your past lives, the easier it is for you to find your true self, even with that memory wipe, okay? Just so you guys know, if I'm talking and you're like, this doesn't sound like my parent, or I could, like, that's exactly what happened, but I could never see them saying that to me. And that's because this person in their physical incarnation right now is too prideful. I don't believe they have yet recognized that they were the one to blame, that they were the one who was like playing with knives. I'm seeing an image. Okay, so I'm seeing this image of this child in the kitchen trying to cook with their father or their mother, wanting to learn about cooking, being excited, and this parent just shooing them out of the way or blaming them for, I just spilled the soup, or I just spilled whatever, and it's your fault because you guys are always running in my way. Why are you guys constantly getting in my way? Can't you just... That's the energy I'm picking up on. That might have been a specific scene for somebody out there. If that was, I am so sorry that happened to you. I'm here to tell you, you didn't deserve that. And the higher self of your parent and your guardian is coming through to apologize for those instances when they acted that way. All right, we're going to get some tarot for you guys. That was just what I was picking up on, what I was channeling. Now we're going to get some confirmation with the tarot. What do we have? Ace of Swords. Whoo, guys, I just got chills. Okay, so in this card, you have all these hands that are reaching up to grab this sword. And what I just heard, holy cow. You guys are the one to break the generational trauma. That's what their higher self is saying right now, that you are the one to reach up and grab this sword. Swords represent intellect and mind, and the Ace of Swords can sometimes be that like aha moment, or okay, something super weird just happened. Like I heard a door open and I just ran upstairs to go see because it sounded like our sliding door. And I kid you not, everybody is sound asleep. Nobody opened the doors. There's nobody here. And then I heard like loud, crystal clear in my head, the door has been opened and you are walking through that door. And this person's higher self is so incredibly proud of you for doing what they could not do, for breaking this cycle. I'm hearing that this has been a generational struggle. You have all these hands who literally have come down in these incarnations to try to break this exact thing. And you know what that is? Prioritizing things, prioritizing space, money, prioritizing possessions over prioritizing you. There's been a line of people in your generational line who have come down with the intention to place their focus on what truly matters, and that is the loved ones in their life. Because the thing is, when they're on the other side, it is so crystal clear and so easy to recognize that literally none of the things here we take with us, other than the relationships that we build, other than the people that we love, the experiences, the lessons that we learn, that is what we take from this life, not a single thing else. And that's like what's truly important. That's what really matters. And this clarity, understanding this truth, this sword, like, I'm thinking of the mermaid deck right now, where the Ace of Swords is at the bottom of the ocean, and it's like this beautiful aha moment. This truth is waiting for somebody to discover it. But with these hands, it's telling me that multiple people in your line have been trying to do this. And this person's higher self is saying, you're the one. You're the one to do this. You're the one to break this. And you have all the support of your ancestors cheering you on. Wow, guys, that's so cool. I'm so proud of you. It is so incredibly challenging to be the one who, when everybody else has reacted in this certain way and you've been conditioned to act that way yourself, to be the one who says no, to be the one who follows their heart, follows truth, instead of the conditioning and programming that they have been indoctrinated with. Wow. Holy cow, guys. You don't realize how powerful, how strong you are. Like, it is so hard to break trauma that is generationally tied to your bloodline. But they're seeing that you are the one to do it. Ooh, what do we have here? Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Temperance. You're bringing balance. This person's higher self is saying they see you. And you might not get this validation from this person in their physical lifetime, but I want you to know that their higher self 150% supports you in this. You are bringing balance and temperance because you want joy again. The sun. You guys are walking towards love. You're walking towards what resonates with your heart. What resonates as truth to you. And you know what? I think a lot of things in your childhood you've recognized, like, hey, I was more important. I was more important than your need to do something in a specific time frame. And now, because you've learned this lesson, you are starting to walk this truth in your personal life. You are changing this cycle, and you're doing it through temperance. You're doing it through balance. You're balancing your emotions. You're recognizing why it's triggering for you sometimes is because of this generational trauma. And you're saying, you know what? I know it's challenging. I know it's hard to rewrite my brain, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I want to walk towards brighter days. I want to walk towards love. I want to walk towards truth. And you have the Eight of Pentacles. You are putting in the hard work, girl or guy, whoever you are. You are putting in the effort. And like, I'm just hearing from this person's higher self, they are so proud of you for doing this work. You're a trailblazer. You're paving the way for your bloodline to be able to have a completely different experience. Like, you don't understand how powerful this is. Like, when you make this change, it changes generations to come. Okay, we just got the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands oftentimes talks about like happy marriage, a happy life, a celebration, but also, so I read very intuitively with the meanings of the cards and also the decks that I'm feeling drawn to and the messages that come through with the imagery. And in this card, it looks like you have potentially two lesbians who are getting married, or that this is a mother walking down her child to like the ceremony. And what I'm picking up from that card is that some of you guys might have expanded your definition of love compared to your bloodline. So for instance, if your family has not been accepting of people who are queer or identify as something different than what previously has been done in your bloodline, I see that you are the one who is saying, I believe love is more. Oh my gosh, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment. Guys, this is something that your bloodline has been trying to achieve for so long. It's a wish, a dream inside of their heart that somebody would be able to come and break this conditioning. Judgment. This is a reckoning with one's self, one's true nature, letting go of the perceptions of the old to follow what is actually truth. And the Four of Pentacles. I just heard true love is not guarded. I think somebody in your bloodline... Sorry, my dogs are barking. Sorry, I got interrupted again. This card also can talk about greed, right? I'm hearing this person, this higher self of your parent, put a lot of focus on the specific way that they wanted things done. They were a very rigid-minded person in their life, or they are if they haven't passed away. If your parent has passed away, that is okay. These messages still pertain to you. Honestly, I'm kind of getting slightly anal vibes. But again, it's like they were anal to the point where it made the children or the loved ones in their life feel like them having their specific plan, their specific way they wanted to do things was more important than the child, or more important than you, more important than whatever the circumstances was. Okay, we just had the Five of Swords pop out. Wow, that is really interesting because you guys picked the Five of Swords in reverse and now you just had the Five of Swords in the upright come out. Whew, I just heard they continued to do the same thing, expecting different results. They were continuously putting themselves in situations where they would continue to get frustrated, and instead of just, like taking down the tapestry, instead of fixing the environment to be more suitable for you, for the children around them, they kept doing the same thing, expecting different results, expecting you to change, expecting themselves to magically have more patience, to not be frustrated, instead of taking accountability for the things that they needed to change. But really, honestly, guys, the biggest message I am getting for you is that they are so grateful that you have decided to be this change, that you have decided to see through all of this. Like with this little cat, cats are very psychic. And I also feel that cats have the ability to see through to somebody's soul in a different way than a lot of other animals I've interacted with. And that's kind of what I'm hearing that Spirit is saying that you are. You are the one who's able to see through the bullshit. And you're also the one who has the strength and the courage to change that in this life. And your ancestors just want you to know, this person's higher self wants you to know that they are forever grateful for you in a way that you can't even understand in this moment in time. Okay, guys, that's what I'm getting for the tarot. Now we're going to move into some message cards. Let's see, what are we feeling? We're going to do some cards from this Moonology. What do we have? Balance, spirituality, and practicality. And you have the Temperance card. So again, like balancing, that's what balancing looks like. Being like, okay, how do I need to shift? How do I need to adjust my perspective so I don't repeat these same habits? Sorry, you can hear my dogs barking. Roof. Okay. A fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Be bold and make the first move. Wow. Oh, I'm hearing some really cool messages. So with this be bold and make the first move, I am truly hearing that like you are the first one in your bloodline to do this. You are the one who is bold enough to make this move, to make this shift in your mind, to change the way that you act. And I want you to know, I'm really hearing strongly that it's not your fault. If you have acted this way before, like there's this thing called both and, which means like being able to take responsibility and saying, yes, there was external circumstances that led me to believe and act in the same way that generations before me have. And yet there's this balance of responsibility, because it's both and. They are responsible, and yet we are also responsible for our own actions. So it's that being able to find that comfort in the fact that there is responsibility for you to take and responsibility for your bloodline. And sometimes it's tricky to be in that space, but both can exist at the same time. And that's where you find that equilibrium, that harmony, is when you're able to forgive yourself for the way that you've acted because of the conditioning that you've experienced, while also giving yourself grace and love and acceptance for why you made those decisions, and not letting that guilt from the way that you have maybe acted in the same way as your parent or this person in certain circumstances. It's like giving yourself grace for that, while also recognizing that it's your responsibility to change it, even though it hasn't been fair. Here's something, if you struggle with fairness, because I sometimes have a hard time with like, well, why do I gotta do all this crap? Like, why do I have to be the one to heal generations of trauma from my bloodline? Why is this on me? Here's a different perspective for you. What if your soul, so let's say you've been incarnated into your bloodline multiple times, that means that you are your ancestors. That means that your soul has also been a part of this cycle that has been created. So in a way, it's like righting those wrongs from past lives that you potentially lived and the rest of your bloodline lived. So it's just a little bit more complicated than sometimes we like to think. Like, we don't always understand karma or why certain things happen, but I truly believe a lot of it has to do with past lives. A fiery climax is approaching. Wow! Exciting, because I feel like once you're able to be set free from this, all of a sudden your outlook on life is completely different, and you just feel charged and excited to like go ahead with this newfound love, this newfound energy, and just be your authentic self in spite of what anybody else in your present bloodline is telling you you need to be. This is saying, no thanks, I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna do what sounds like love in my heart, and if you don't like it, that's okay, but I'm no longer following what you have followed just because you don't want. Like, sometimes the thing is, when you make a change, when you make that difference, there is somewhat of guilt for your parent in the physical 3D. So for instance, if you change this, if you say, hey, I felt that these other things were prioritized above me, and you're not living that life with your own children, and then your parents see that and they're like, why aren't they doing what we did? Like, it causes them to recognize, by you choosing to not live that way, that maybe there was something wrong with the way that they were acting. And sometimes people can honestly not handle that in this lifetime, and that's okay. That doesn't mean it's your fault. That doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You are on the correct path here, and your spirit guides are so freaking proud of you. Okay, we're gonna get you a couple more messages from this Miracle Now deck, and then we're gonna get you guys some charms before I close out your reading. Peace is my pulse. Wow, I'm hearing like, yeah, you're choosing peace. You're choosing peace with your own heart. I make time to recharge my battery. The world needs my energetic light. Yeah, I'm hearing something, that is something that your bloodline has struggled with, or your parent has struggled with. They didn't recharge themselves. So of course they couldn't show up for you and for other people the way that they really wanted to, because they weren't in touch with who they actually were. And that's something that you're changing. You're recognizing that filling your own cup is more important, because if you can't show up for yourself, as RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone else? I love my food and my food loves me. That's interesting, because I had that little vision thing about like the person in the kitchen. So that could be extra confirmation for you. Okay, this might not be for all of you. Again, if anything is not resonating, your discernment and your intuition is the most important thing. So please leave what is not connecting with you. Take the messages from this that are resonating with your heart and let those encourage you, and let everything else at the door, because this is a pick a card. There is multiple people who are going to be watching these piles, and not everything is going to fully resonate with every person, and that's okay, because there's a lot of different parents that I'm tapping into here. So it's kind of like the general concession for them. But I do want to say, with I love my food and my food loves me, I'm hearing for some of you guys in your bloodline that your parents struggled with eating disorders or just really unhealthy ways of looking at food. It was almost like food was, why am I hearing like victimized? Because that doesn't make sense. But like, I don't know, I'm just seeing this scene where there's like this mom or something, and she's like, oh, I can't eat that. Or like almost making an enemy out of like sugary foods or donuts or something that is just like just a food, but literally making it seem evil, or like if you indulge in those things, then your self-worth is less or something. So that's a message for you guys. Like, you might be on this path of like learning how to love your body and love food and eat what makes you feel good, and also find that balance with like not looking at food as the enemy. Sleep is a spiritual practice. Yeah, again, they weren't recharging, they weren't resting. And you're prioritizing what your body needs, and you're not selfish for that. If you feel selfish because you're prioritizing yourself, and even if this means cutting off some of these people in your life because they're not treating you correctly, like, it's okay. It's okay to put distance between yourself and a parent, especially if they are perpetrating like toxic beliefs that are really hindering you. Ooh, we have to travel further on my path of personal growth. I call on my spiritual running buddies for help. Yeah, I'm hearing you guys don't feel supported in the 3D. Like, you don't feel like you have family or a support system. And what Spirit is asking you to remember is that you are loved infinitely. So much more than you can ever realize or imagine. Just think with me. If you've had multiple lives, how many connections, how many souls, how many people do you think you know that love you? Way more than you can ever imagine. It's as infinite as the stars. And you are not alone. And you can always call upon your spiritual teams. You can always call on your ancestors. You can always call on the people that you don't see, because their soul, their higher self is real, and they can send so much support from those higher realms. You just got to remember to ask. They're gonna they're supporting you anyways, but there's something powerful about calling on them and asking for that assistance. Okay, we got 3 more before we go into charms. True abundance is an inside job. Whew, that's what you're realizing. You're realizing where abundance comes from. And it's not from having things. It's from love. It's from experiencing love. It's from immersing your soul into what makes you feel more love. And that's truly like embracing your children, embracing the love in your life, focusing on that. Like that is where abundance comes from, not from things. By spreading love energy, I attract more love. And that's true. Let me tell you, that is true. That's one of the truest things I have learned in my life, is that the more I give love, the more I am willing to put aside my judgments, put aside my conceptions, and just show love, the more I attract. But it's hard to do that when you feel in a state like of you're protective of your heart, because you've given love to other people before and they have discouraged, they've dampened you, they have caused you to like withdraw inside of yourself. And it's like, no, I have to protect this love. But what you start to realize is people can't hurt you anymore when you become secure in love, because you realize that there's nothing that they can do or say to dampen it. There's nothing that they can do to change it. It is infinite. But it comes from that place of security, feeling fully loved and accepted by yourself. And I think that's what you're realizing. That's what you're going through. And that's why your spirit team is so proud of you. I can find peace in every breath, even when it's challenging, even when it's hard. I'm hearing for some of you, maybe like there could be some moms out there. Maybe you don't feel like you're doing a great job. Whoops. Maybe you don't feel like you're doing the best job, or you're still struggling with some of, breaking some of those old habits. Your spirit team sees the work that you're putting in. They see how challenging it is. They know how hard it is to find peace in the moment of chaos. But they're asking you to remember that with literally every breath you draw in, you can call peace into your heart, into your body, with connecting with who you are. I think you came from a line of people who didn't know themselves. And you're changing that. You want to know yourself. You want to understand yourself. And that is your key to bettering yourself. Like, that is how you go about this process. This is how you become the person you want to become. And I'm so proud of you. And they're so proud of you. Okay, let's get you guys some exciting things. Also, for zodiac signs, we had Aries, Pisces, and let me look really quick. What else do we have here? It looks like we have quite a bit of air and earth signs, although there is a bit of water represented here as well. Okay, let's get out our crystals. Oh, you guys got quite a few. Normally, not that many pop out. Be a warrior, not a worrier. Oh, that's what I'm hearing so strongly. Like, you guys are a warrior from a line of worriers. Wow. Hopefully you guys can hear what I'm saying, okay? My voice is really struggling. It's okay to be proud of yourself. Oh, even if you don't feel that you're doing everything perfect right now, it's okay to be proud of yourself. And they're just giving you like a giant hug. You have the leaf. You're turning over a new leaf, turning over a new chapter for not just you, but for everybody. Wow, you have this butterfly. Hope. Transformation. Okay, wow. You guys have a lot of like angelic protection. And a lot of soul family that is like coming in really hard for you and helping you with this transformation, because you have this beautiful little angel. And whenever I see this, it's just confirmation of your soul family being there, like sending you arrows of love. You have this wing, which sometimes reminds me of like the early 2000s. Yeah, you know when t-shirts used to have these like two wings on them all the time? So this signifies protection to me and also nostalgia. You have love. You are loved, plain and simple. You have this beautiful little anchor, which is like anchoring yourself into this new reality, this new way of being. They're helping you ground. This bicycle fell out over the 9. And 9, kind of like that wish fulfillment is what I'm thinking. And like you're riding your way there as fast as you can. This is like an eagle feather. And to me, this is like just another reminder that you are so infinitely protected and that your guides are actually sending you a lot of signs right now. You also have this turtle, and with this I think of awkward turtle. Like you are your own unique individual person, and the way you do things is different, and you're learning to embrace that. You're learning to love these things about yourself. Or if you haven't yet, that's what your team is trying to help you like realize how beautiful and special and unique and individual you are, just like this freaking starfish. Okay, so as always, you guys are totally free to tell me what you see in these charms as well, because I think it's really interesting how like I can interpret them for you, but ultimately what you guys see from these charms is the most important thing. It's like your own intuition telling you what these things mean, and I think it's so cool. So, okay, pile 2, that was your reading. I want you guys to know that you are blessed, you are loved so infinitely, and I am so grateful for you being here today. I'm grateful for you helping me learn the lessons that I'm supposed to learn in my life, because as a tarot reader, like, unless you are one, it's hard to understand. Getting emotional. Sitting down and doing these readings, hearing things from like your parents' higher selves talk about the ways in which that they feel they failed or are failing in their incarnation just puts a whole different perspective on it for me and reminds me of what's truly important. And I'm grateful to be able to learn from your ancestors through being able to tap into this energy. And through being able to tap through your energy. Like, it is amazing and beautiful. Thank you guys. Please like the reading if you enjoyed. I would love to hear your comments down below. And subscribe if you guys want to see more from me. We will have exciting things coming to the channel soon. I will have crystal jewelry that you guys will be able to pick from and purchase if you like, as well as spell jars and so much more. So I can't wait to see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. If you picked this beautiful Page of Cups and this beautiful jade crystal, then this is your reading. I'm sorry, I will warn you guys. I am down with a little bit of a cold, so if you notice my voice sounds a little bit more gravelly, that is why. Please do not mind. Also, if you hear my cats in the background, they are in the tarot space with me, and sometimes they go a little crazy. Okay, I was feeling really drawn to show you guys this labradorite crystal, and I don't know why, other than it is a third eye crystal, and the shimmeriness of it reminds me very much of mermaid Atlantic vibes. I'm thinking that some of your guys' parents might be water signs, potentially Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. They don't have to be. That could also be a signifier for you if that is your sign. So, all right, without further ado, we're going to get into your reading. I'm going to let you guys know that for this pile, so far off the bat, I am picking up on a healthier relationship between you and your parent versus some of the other piles. So if that doesn't sound like you and you don't have a healthy relationship or didn't have a healthy relationship with your parent or guardian, then this might not be your pile today, and that is perfectly fine. Feel free to pick another pile. If not, we're going to get right into your reading. Woo! Alright, I'm using the mermaid deck for you guys. Again, I'm just picking up on this like crazy watery energy. Water represents emotions. Maybe you had a very emotional parent. What do we have here? Okay, Seven of Cups in reverse. Seven of Cups in reverse talks about choices. But in the reverse, well, sorry, the upright talks about choices. In the reverse, it talks about, like, if you don't make a decision, your decision will be made for you. We have Ace of Wands. This is talking about, this card is talking about a flash of inspiration. This is a passionate, fiery idea. Okay, I'm feeling so far that these cards are giving clarifiers of who this person is. Three of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, this is lovely. Three of Pentacles talks about teamwork, collaboration, friendship, working with people. I'm going to get one more clarifier just for the Seven of Cups in reverse. Interesting. Nine of Cups in reverse to clarify. Huh. So the Nine of Cups upright typically represents like a wish fulfillment, and with it being the clarifier for the Seven of Cups in reverse, it's like, okay, we're starting to get a picture here, and it looks like this parent or guardian had some sort of decision that they were trying to make. They were faced with lots of different options, but there was something that they really wanted, like a wish fulfillment, but they were afraid of making the wrong decision, and because of that, it causes them to basically stay stuck. I think, and this might not resonate for all of you, but did your parent or guardian try to go for something in life that they felt extremely passionate about, but they had self-doubt in themselves because they kind of felt like they were the page over here, like they didn't feel like they knew enough to succeed at whatever they were trying to accomplish. And it's looking like they let their dream go. They weren't able to accomplish their dream in their lifetime, or they haven't yet. And I think what their higher self is coming through to tell you today is they don't want you to follow in their footsteps. They don't want you to have your decision taken from you, because the thing is, not making a choice is a choice in itself. And I think that's what their higher self realized, is that they did have the potential and the power, and they had the support of loved ones around them to be able to succeed in this, but maybe jealousy from other people, or just people putting them down and making them feel like they couldn't actually succeed at it, was enough to kind of have them give up on whatever that dream was. But their higher self is seeing that there's something similar in you. There's some sort of passionate idea, inspiration that you have that you want to follow, and they don't want you to follow in their footsteps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some cards on whatever this is for you, this passionate idea that you have that they want you to succeed in. So let's get some more clarification. What is pile 3's dream? Okay, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, whatever your dream is, there's definitely an air of competitiveness in the field you're trying to go into. Ooh, what do we have? The Magician. Okay, this came out on the side. And what do we have here? Four of Pentacles. Okay. All right, they're not giving me specifics on what it is your guys' dream necessarily is, but they are talking about the struggle that you're facing. With this Five of Wands card, this is focus, determination. I'm hearing don't quit. And don't let disbelief stand in your way, because you have the Magician, but it's not in reverse. It is on its side, and that is very interesting. Because the Magician is talking about being in your power, understanding how manifestation works, what things are guaranteed you in this lifetime if you believe it. But I think there's been a little bit of reclusive, protective energy around your dream. In this particular Four of Pentacle cards, it's kind of like she's hiding away and she's like out brushing her hair, this beautiful mermaid. It's like she doesn't want the world to see this beautiful thing because she doesn't want it to be taken away. She doesn't want people to dampen her inspiration. She doesn't want to be told that she's not enough or that she can't do it, because I think and I'm saying she just because that's this card, okay? But that doesn't have to be your gender. What I'm seeing is you feel that you're just in the beginning phases of getting your power, of understanding where your power lies, and you feel incredibly protective of it. But I think this slightly overprotective energy of wanting to kind of just hide it a little bit from the world so that it's not dampened by other people's expectations of you, is what's kind of keeping this magician energy on its side. Because the thing is, when the magician is upright, that is somebody who knows their power and knows that it can't be taken away by somebody else's perspective. And with the Four of Pentacles, it's almost like it can be taken away. Your belief, your power, your inspiration could be taken away if you were to share this idea with somebody else and they were to, you know, not give you the response that you were hoping for or tell you that you could do it. Then you might feel really deflated, and maybe you have felt deflated in the past because you've tried to share your dream or your idea and people have made you feel like it's not a possibility for you. Oh my gosh, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. And this is kind of exactly what this parental figure went through as well. And because of that, they gave up on their dreams. And they don't want that for you. They want you to be able to know that you are supported and that you have the power. It is just believing. It's believing that you do. You are 100% protected in love. Okay. What else do we got here, Spirit? Oh, you got the Strength card. Wow. Okay, so this is talking about true strength. And I was picking up a little bit of this energy of like thinking you have to muscle your way through in order to accomplish these things, instead of coming at your dreams as if they were guaranteed you. Because I'm hearing very strongly, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, it is already written in your soul plan or your soul contract. It is something that you are guaranteed, and the only thing that is stopping from it, or will stop you from it, is your belief in yourself. So if you can remind yourself that this is for you, and no matter what anybody else says, this is guaranteed. Strength is not brazing your way through. You know what true strength is? True strength is when you're frustrated with something or someone, and you feel that moment where you're about to like, and then you take a minute and you center yourself and you breathe and you react in love. That is true strength and true power. They want to remind you that your kindness, your heart, your compassion is your strength, your ability to calm and center yourself and give to others because you're taking care of yourself is your strength. You have 10 of Swords in reverse. Real quick, did any of your guys' parents struggle with really bad allergies? Because I have not been able to stop sneezing during this reading. Okay, so back to this 10 of Swords. Some cycle for you guys is ending, and that's what your the parent of your higher self is talking about. Real quick, I said this in the other piles, just in case you guys aren't familiar with the higher selves and what that is. Basically, imagine that you've lived a bunch of lives, right? And your higher self is the version of you who retains all of those memories from all the lives. They're the version of you that is closest to source. They are your authentic, true self. And like, it's almost like you're a sim when you come down here, right? Like if you've ever played Sims, so it's kind of like your avatar. You are playing the avatar of whatever your name is, but that's not actually who you are. So the higher self of your parent, this is coming from that version of them, the one who is most in touch with who they actually are, okay? And they're talking about some sort of resistance to the end of a cycle.
So what cycle for you is ending that you're feeling a bit resistant towards? The Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to explain this card to you guys a little bit because I'm feeling that this might be different for each one of you. But basically, in this card, you have this little girl, right? Or this lady, all right? And she's camping out at this place, but she is in the siren's home, okay? And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to get some sleep. Why is this siren screaming at me? I just want to be able to rest. But in reality, this is the siren's home, and she is the one intruding on her home, but she's frustrated that, you know, the siren is doing what she does. Where have you put yourself in compromising situations, expecting the results to change when in reality the circumstances that you are surrounding yourself in are not most beneficial for you, like thriving, right? And this higher self of this parent is trying to tell you that, you know, maybe it's time to pick up and move and go somewhere else. If what you are experiencing, this could be in your work life, this could be in your family life, but wherever it is, like chaos lives where chaos lives, if this makes sense. You've been surrounded by chaotic, destructive energies, right? And you're like, oh my God, when will this just stop? It might not, because their energy might stay the same. That might be what they continue to do. And it might be time for you to take your stand and say, you know what? The end of my cycle is saying, I can't control the siren. The only thing I can do is control myself, control where I'm going to be, who I'm going to place myself around, what things I'm going to allow into my life, and what things I'm not going to allow into my life. And sometimes it can feel really hard to get out of this energy when you feel trapped in whatever place that you feel trapped in. And sometimes it can make you feel a little bit like a victim of circumstances, right? But your strength also comes from the ability to say, hey, this is no longer serving me. This is not working. I need to change the way I see this. I can't expect these people or these situations to be different. I need to be the one to make a change. And sometimes that can be painful because it means letting go of certain people, certain places, certain things that no longer serve you. But ultimately, when you take this step, you're going to be so freaking happy because you're no longer going to be bogged down with the screams and the chaos that was previously surrounding you. Okay, let's see. Can we get a couple more messages from the tarot, please? What would the higher self of the parent of group 3 want to tell the viewer right now? Interesting. 3 of Cups. Guys, this is so exciting. There's new friendships coming for you. There's new people. There's soul family coming in for you guys. It's just, okay, so I'm getting a clearer message now. What it is that you're trying to accomplish, the reason that you're feeling so blocked is because what you're surrounded with on your day-to-day basis is not conducive to that goal. So there is like kind of a death and ending that needs to happen here with these old pieces, these old parts of you that are not serving you anymore, these old people, these old friends, these old thought patterns. Something needs to die and shift here so that this new energy can come in, because the 3 of Cups is all about like literally soul family and friends and love and support. Okay, I wasn't sure about this one. It came flying out on the floor in the reverse, so I put it back in and started shuffling again, and it literally just popped out again in the reverse. So we are taking that. I'm going to get a clarifier. What clarifier can I have for the Queen of Swords in reverse, please? Who is this talking about? The Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay. Okay, guys. Do you try to solve other people's problems? Do you try to be the voice of truth for other people? Maybe you're able to see through things, see ways in which people are not just not setting themselves up for success, but do you feel a responsibility or burden to be the truth bearer for other people? Have you found yourself sick and tired of the same circumstances that you've been around, and as a result of it, maybe found yourself not speaking in a way that is truly aligned with yourself? So maybe being a little bit too harsh or a little bit too outright with what you're thinking with certain people. And I'm also feeling with this Ace of Swords in reverse, you guys have felt a little overwhelmed from information dumping from other people, or just people might have been really getting on your nerves recently, and there's a call here to take some time away from all the noise and recognize what is actually making you feel drained. It's not the surface level things. There's something deeper going on that Spirit is trying to reveal to you. And it might be that certain situations that you're around are just not most beneficial for you, and that Spirit has something better for you. People who will make you feel empowered to speak your truth in the most loving, authentic way. People who don't make you feel overwhelmed and stressed out. And you know what? I am hearing for some of you guys, if this parent, if they make you feel overwhelmed or stressed out too, and sometimes they bring about this energy in you where you just feel trapped and stuck, it is okay to take time and space away from them. You are entitled to that as well. And their higher self would realize and recognize that and also want what's best for you. Okay, can we get one more? Wow, you got Judgment. Okay, I am hearing a little bit of a specific message, and I don't want you guys to take this the wrong way because I understand what you're going through. But what Spirit and the parent of your higher self is asking of you is to be really careful where you place your judgments on other people, because sometimes it is really easy to judge somebody for something that you don't struggle with. But here's the thing, their struggles are not yours to judge, because you don't know why people made the certain decisions that they made, what trauma caused them to make that decision. And when you cast judgment on other people, in a way, karmically, you are asking for that judgment to be cast upon yourself. And if you don't want that, then give others the amount of forgiveness that you wish to be given to you. And you know what? I'm going to be brutally honest here. Sometimes our judgments of other people can be really harsh when we judge ourselves really harshly. So if you guys struggle with judging yourself really hard for some of the things that, you regret in your life, you got to forgive yourself for that so that you can forgive others and see that they're worthy of forgiveness too. But when you're holding space in your heart that says, I'm not worthy of forgiveness, then you're going to look at other people through the lens of they're not worthy for forgiveness either, right? But when you recognize and realize how worthy you are of being forgiven, it's easier for you to understand how other people also deserve that, okay? I think it's kind of funny because there's that quote that says, only God can judge me. And I kind of think of it as a little bit different, like if your higher self is kind of God in a way, only your higher self can judge you, which means only your higher self knows what experiences you have had throughout all of your lives, all the karmic experiences that you have had, and they're the only one who can truly cast judgment on you, okay? Because they're the only one who knows everything. They're the only one who knows exactly what you have been through, why you made the decisions that you made, right? And judgment isn't always a bad thing. Judgment a lot of time is about taking responsibility and accountability for things, and also recognizing how the cycle of life works. It's all a process. We are all learning. We all came down here to learn, and we're all going to do that differently. And that's okay. Our journey doesn't have to look like somebody else's journey. We are all unique individuals here to have our own unique experience, okay? I think a lot of times in life, we like to put labels on things like good or bad, and everything is a lot more gray and neutral than we actually realize. For instance, karma, something that you might experience in this lifetime, and you wonder why a certain thing happened to you. Like, potentially there could have been something in your past life that maybe you did that same thing, and now you're experiencing balance. You're experiencing the other side of the coin, because that gives you that true understanding, and that also helps with the judgment aspect, doesn't it? For instance, maybe you were somebody in a past life who was super rigid with their views on spirituality, and they cast a lot of condemnation and judgment on other people. And now in this lifetime, you find yourself on the opposite spectrum, right? And in this spectrum, you are like, people should be allowed to believe whatever they believe, and why are people being so, hateful towards people in the LGBT community or whatever, and you're casting your judgment so harshly on the people who don't understand those truths. But maybe in reality, you were one of those people in a past lifetime, and this is the karmic experience that you're going through to understand both sides of the coin. And that is actually a beautiful thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if that's a thought that helps you guys kind of with that judgmental space of other people, I hope that was helpful. But really, the biggest thing with this card is you are worthy of forgiveness, and you are worthy of, other people are worthy of being forgiven too. Okay, let's see if we can get some special cards for you guys before we end your reading. We have, you are designed for greatness. Sorry. You are designed for greatness on the wings of love. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, for your next card, you have, it is not as if you need anyone. And on the back, it says, for as long as you wish to keep them in your life, whoever they may be, understand them as opposed to changing them, will wildly improve the chance that they'll wish to keep you in their life. On the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with me. Oh, whoa, I love you, the universe. Yeah, and with that one, I'm feeling like it's another confirmation of that judgment card. You might be a really fiery, passionate person about what you believe, and that is amazing and so wonderful. But it's okay if other people aren't there yet, and if you feel that responsibility to be the truth sayer, it's not, you can just take that pressure off of yourself. You can just release it. Trust the universe that they'll get there on their own timing eventually when they're supposed to get there. Also, for some of you, I'm picking up maybe your parent or guardian also made you feel that you had to be this person to bring in the truth, right? Also, because I was feeling very drawn to this, which is about the third eye, right? So seeing things as they truly are, seeing through some of the bullshit of this world and trying to bring that clarity to other people, but the people not being ready to receive it. And then feeling upset because it's like, but I thought this is what I was supposed to do. And it's like, no, you can just be an example by living your truth. You can take all that pressure off of you. What would love do? Do you know why it's easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. Aw, the universe. That's so cute. Yeah, but like a reminder in those circumstances when you're feeling stressed, like you need to tell somebody the truth, remind yourself, what would love do in this moment? Would love share this, or would love let them figure out this truth on their own because they might not be ready to see it? However that applies to you. I keep hearing it's not your responsibility to change their mind, and that could even be your parents' mind. Like, if your parent, they might be a pretty good parent in a lot of regards, but maybe they struggle with some of their rigid mindsets, and it's also not your responsibility to have to change their mindset either. You are okay exactly the way you are, and you can just keep on being your authentic, badass self, okay? Okay, from the Moonology Oracle deck, you have, you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. Yes, you are. We got another one. Cards flying out all over the place. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Yes. I see that you're really working on this. Like, you are recognizing that it's no longer serving you, and you are trying to set yourself free from these circumstances, these people who aren't willing or aren't at the place where they're ready to hear truth, and they're just draining you. And you're like, you know what? Okay. If they're not willing to change and this is the place that they're at, then I can lovingly let them go on their journey and continue on in mine, release my judgment and my anger and frustration towards them for, not understanding these things, and I can just move on my authentic path, right? Your light is too precious to be wasted on people who are not appreciating it. And you don't have to be upset with them for not appreciating it, although it's incredibly hurtful sometimes. You can just lovingly release those people because it's not serving you anymore. All right, we're going to get this little board out and get you some charms. But you are worthy of people who validate you, who appreciate you, who love you, who help you grow. If you're wearing headphones, turn it down. I'm about to pull out your charms. Okay, so these charms could be signifiers for you or from your parent to help you. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay, and I'm also going to pull a few of these homemade charms. I haven't fully fixed this container because I messed up on the back of it, so it's kind of a broken chest right now, but we're going to grab a couple of these little homemade charms. We're going to let's see what falls out. Okay. Let's take a look. What do we have? Let your heart flow with kindness. Okay, and I believe that was over the S and the T. We have a V and the horseshoe. Now, a lot of times with these charms, I'm going to let you guys kind of decide what you think some of the meanings might be for you. I'll also tell you what I'm seeing, but these could just be signifiers. Horseshoe, like you've got luck on your side. This is really interesting. Okay, so this is a locket that I have had since I was a very young child, and it has a photo of my parents in it. You guys might be a little bit sentimental. I love this. But either way, your higher selves of your parents, their love for you is infinite and they hold you very close to their heart, okay? You have this guy who came out on his back, and that's over Thursday. This is like awkward turtle, right? But it's in the reverse. So what I think of, because it's in the reverse, is like you starting to embrace your uniquenesses, your differences, and running with it, realizing that there's power in that, excuse me. And then we have this dolphin, which I just think of like fun, playful energy, right? Bringing that excitement back into your life. They want you to feel energized and excited again. Okay, you have this cute little apple. And I don't know why I'm hearing an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But there might be a call for you guys to watch what kind of foods you're eating right now and making sure that you're giving your body all the good nutrients that it needs, right? You also have face wash. Okay, and with this one, this to me is like cleansing and purifying your energy, okay? I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying okay so much, but it's like washing off all that icky, gross energy that has been pushed on you and just purifying your own state of being. One way that you can do that is by visualizing light coming over your body. If you're not very good at visualizing, you can also do rituals like when you shower. Water is a beautiful, powerful tool, and you can just sit there, and as the water is going down your back, you can say something like, I release all of the negativity and all the energy that has been clinging to me that is not mine. I call back my energy, and I'm not going to allow any others to permeate my field. Thank you, and close case, okay? You have this cute little treasure chest, which is like, I think of like things to be discovered, buried treasure. So I think once you free yourself up from some of these expectations of, having to stay around these people or these circumstances that aren't serving you, you're going to find a new treasure inside of yourself, a new passion, a new inspiration, something that really lights you up. Okay, you have this dragon, and this is actually a mood dragon. So like, like those mood rings. So I'm going to let this sit on my hand for a second and see what color we get. Guys, this is so interesting because every time I put this on my hand, it turns green or blue, and here we have yellow. So you guys might have been feeling a little bit anxious lately. And I think maybe some of that anxiety has caused you to kind of, like that, like a dragon, when they feel defensive, they're going to fire, right? They're going to breathe fire because that's what dragons do. You have powerful energy inside of you, and it is there for a reason. But when you're in a really anxious state, it's hard to stay grounded, and it's hard to feel protected inside yourself, right? So being really grounding is really important right now, especially if you're dealing with that anxiety. And you have this beautiful little tree. This tree makes me think of like plant medicine, okay? So, oh my God, if I say okay one more time. This reminds me of plant medicine. So maybe there's a call to do a little bit of research if you guys have been sick, or, if allergies is something that run in your guys' family. There might be some medicinal properties in some plants for you guys, and it might be time to do some research. Okay, and then we have this cute little, so it's like, I think they're two little swans, right? And they make a little heart together. One is little, one is the big. It's like you are infinitely protected in that love, okay? Their higher self is watching over you and protecting you, even though it might not feel like it. Then you have this cute little psychedelic mushroom, which really, again, you had quite a few of the charms come out that talk about like play. You need more fun in your life. You need something that makes you feel creative. And here's the story behind these, okay? So I actually made a bunch of bigger psychedelic mushrooms that had faces on them and stuff like that. I don't do shrooms. I just said, you know what? Let's make some psychedelic little mushrooms. And it was so fun. And it gave me a lot of like life and inspiration to do other things. So what's something fun, creative that you could do that just helps you feel like you, and just release the judgment, okay? All right, if you liked this reading, say okay in the comments down below. Oh, I'm reading myself. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. I was so grateful to do this reading for you. Please like the video and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye, Pile 3. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose this beautiful Ten of Pentacles card and this Dalmatian Jasper crystal, then this is your reading. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to let you guys know, if you don't know what a higher self is, I'm going to paint a little picture for you. So imagine with me that you have incarnated many different lifetimes, and your higher self is the version of you that retains all the memories from those past lifetimes. That is the version that is closest to source. That is the authentic, true you, or the authentic, true self of whoever that person is, okay? So today we are tapping into that higher self of your parent or guardian. Potentially it's possible that even like a grandmother spirit could come through for you. You'll probably know as I start to talk about this person who it's referring to. So the thing I'm feeling intuitively, if you picked this pile, you might be struggling with some nightmares, intrusive thoughts, or restless dreams. Or just in general, you might not feel like you are sleeping very well or feeling refreshed when you wake up. that just might be a signifier for you that this is your pile. This didn't happen to me with the other piles, but I'm hearing some names that I'm supposed to tell you. I don't know if it's your name or the name of the parent, but I'm hearing Ken, Kenneth, Catherine, Rachel, Rochelle, Amy, Peter, Travis, Jessica, and April. Okay, if none of those names resonate with you, that is okay. Don't get stressed out about it. Then those are just specific messages for somebody who might be watching this pile. That might be confirmation. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacle cards. I think we're going to be talking about understanding abundance today. Also, gratitude and how to fill your heart space, as well as being able to see the miracles, the blessing, and the abundance that is all around you, and how to gain more of that in your life. All right, I'm gonna ask Spirit which deck they would like me to use today, but first I'm gonna use my little singing bowl, and we're gonna just... There we go. Okay, which deck, Spirit, should I use today? Please guide me. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is called the Kawaii Tarot. Sorry, the dogs are barking. 1 second. Okay, so first thing I'm going to ask Spirit is for 3 cards giving a clarifier as to who this person is that you are asking this information from today. Whose higher self are we tapping into? What parent or guardian is it? We have the Queen of Coins in reverse. Ooh. 3 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay. Okay, so this is a parent or guardian who struggled with gratitude in their life. They really struggled with realizing where the blessings actually, where they could have found them if they shifted their perspective. Okay, so we're gonna get into this Queen of Coin in reverse. Did you guys have a helicopter parent or a very overbearing parent? There's a lot of imbalance here. A lot. I don't think they were somebody, I think they struggled greatly with balancing work life and home life. Potentially, even for a few of you, they could have struggled with alcoholism or some sort of substance abuse. Ooh, I just heard, I didn't participate in joy. It's interesting because the 3 of Cups is about like celebration and soul family and being with the people you love, friendship. But in this particular deck, it's really cute because you got these little penguins and there's a cake. I'm seeing like a birthday party or really celebratory experiences, potentially like Christmas, graduations, things where this person was not present for. Like they might have been physically there, but they were not present. They were doing 1,000 things. They were putting their focus on the wrong things, and because of that, they didn't celebrate. They didn't take the time to just be present in those moments. Yeah, and with this 9 of Cups in reverse, they didn't appreciate the simple things in life. They were so focused on that one thing that they wanted, that one thing that they thought was going to make them complete and whole, that wish fulfillment that they had. But in reality, you were their wish fulfillment. Being around family and embracing those moments, those are the things that they think about from their higher self, where they're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I spend time doing the things that mattered most? This is also the second pile that has talked a little bit about greed, and I think in some ways they were greedy with their emotions is what I'm hearing. Like they thought that they were an emotional person. They thought that they were connected. They thought they were being a good parent, but really they were smothering. And they didn't take the time to balance themselves, to recognize that about themselves. Okay, so if that sounds like that's your parent or your guardian or you have a person in mind, then this is definitely your pile. Now we're going to pull some cards from the Light Seers Tarot deck, which is probably, the Mermaid deck is very, very special to me, but this Light Seer deck is honestly probably my favorite. So we are going to get a few cards as to what messages they have for you. Definitely one of the things that I can tell you off the bat that they're saying is they don't want to see you repeating this cycle. They realize they didn't set a good example for you. And they are sorry. They want you to be able to find abundance, and they want you to be able to understand the meaning of gratitude, because they didn't. Okay, can I get 3 cards for 3 distinct messages, please? Okay, so what I'm feeling is we're going to get, like I said, 3 distinct messages, and we're going to do 3 cards for each of them. 3 things that they wish to tell you. And starting off with the first, we have the High Priestess. And then we have, oh my gosh, 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Let's get one more. One more, Spirit. I don't know if you guys like to see the shuffle on camera, but I will. Okay. Possibly the 7 of Cups in reverse. We're going to put that back in and see if it comes out again. There we go. 3 of Cups, which is interesting because we have 3 of Cups right here. Okay, yep. Definitely talking about the same thing. Okay, Spirit, can I get a couple more cards for what goes underneath the High Priestess, please? We have the Empress in reverse. And the 10 of Pentacles. What do we have? Oh my gosh. Guys, these are all the same cards. What the hey? You got the 9 of Cups upright, and you had the 9 of Cups in reverse for them. And wow. Okay, can I get the 3 of Cups? Clarifier for the 3 of Cups, please. The 8 of Cups. Okay, so let's just grab a couple more really quick. What do we got for this one? The Tower. Ooh, we got some powerful energy in this pile, guys. So when you see the minor arcana, those refer to more like your everyday life things. And when you have the major arcana, that is kind of like the big, heavy moments. And you have a lot of major arcana right now. Oh, and you got Strength. I'm getting chills all the way down my body. Whew, can I get one more for the last message they want to bring forth? For the 3 of Cups message, what are you giving me, Spirit? 5 of Wands in reverse. Okay. All right, I tried to move them up a little bit closer for you guys. We're going to dive into the first message. We have the High Priestess. This is talking about your inner child and your inner truth. I'm hearing they didn't recognize that they abandoned their child self a long time ago. And here's the thing, when we leave out our child self, that is the most power, that is where our power comes from. That's where our intuition, like, kids are incredibly intuitive because kids don't have all this knowledge. They don't have all these things clouding their judgment. They see things in a true, authentic way that when we grow up, sometimes we lose. And they're saying they want you to reclaim your inner child because they didn't, and they didn't realize that their inner child was their key. I'm hearing their inner child would have told them that they needed to spend time on your birthday just being present with you instead of trying to clean the house or do all the other things that they were doing that really were not important. Okay, so with this Empress card in reverse, I'm going to put that over because I don't want to get demonetized. So they're saying that if you've been feeling overwhelmed, overburdened, out of touch with yourself, there is a Tower moment that is coming for you, and that is recognizing your parental wounds. So when you have a parent who is overbearing, It can make you overly dependent on them because that's how they made you. That's how they create, like, their actions caused you to respond in that way. And so sometimes you might find yourself unsure in yourself. Like, it's hard for you to make decisions without having the advice of other people. And I'm hearing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you question yourself so hard. I never wanted you to question yourself. I wanted you to know who you were. So this might be like a tower moment for you guys, because the tower is when, like, you get that moment of clarity on something, and sometimes it shakes up your whole foundation. It's like recognizing some area of trauma in your life and how that has impacted you in so many different ways, and being like, oh my gosh, that's why. It's because of this parental womb. It's because of this ancestral trauma that I experienced. And in a way, it's kind of like it's not your fault. They want you to know that it's not your fault, that you feel this way, that you've experienced this. There's a heavy sense of, like, responsibility that this higher self is taking right now, who is saying, I recognize that I caused a lot of this, and I'm sorry, but I want you to be able to break free from it. I want you to be able to trust yourself again. And listen, if your parent is still alive and they are not saying this to you and they're still being a helicopter parent, I want you to just disassociate a little bit from that person and the way they're acting, and remember that that's not actually who they are. There's another version of them who is 100% supporting you and is recognizing this and is apologizing for this. But if you need to distance yourself from this person, like, their higher self is saying, that's okay, I understand. Whatever you need to do to get your clarity, to find your voice again, please do it. That is all they want for you. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. I'm feeling that you guys have really struggled to know who you are. And, like, again, there's just so much, like, sadness because this person, they see how beautiful and strong you are. And they just feel so bad that they took away, or that they made it so much harder for you to find your voice, to find your authentic self because of the way that they acted. Okay, we're going to get into the next message. So you have this Ten of Pentacles. And again, I want you to pay attention to this card and all the children that are in it. And how they're smiling and they're laughing. Like, true abundance, true wealth does not come from financial gain. It comes from love. So if your parent wasn't very generous, or that's something that they struggled with, that is something that they want you to set yourself free from. They want you to set yourself free from that example that they set of that greed and that not taking time for what truly mattered. They want you to be able to recognize what is around you because they failed to. It's taking a step back and saying, okay, what do I have? What do I truly have? Instead of, what am I feeling lacking? What is there actually around me that is wonderful, that is good? How can I turn my focus from what I have been shown is important and actually see the truth? How can I find where true abundance lies? And with this Nine of Cups, I think this is a wish, something in your heart. Finding yourself, finding your voice, your power, I think is something that you have been wishing for. And that's what's coming for you right now. And this reading might be kind of like an aha moment for you. And I am so happy if it is. Because once you recognize what was your conditioning versus what is truth, you're going to feel free. You guys are going to be choosing joy. You're going to be choosing what actually matters, and that's going to make you feel so abundant that you just want to pour out to other people, and you realize that the more you give that love, the more you receive. And you're going to find that that's where your strength lies. This is interesting because some of these cards came out in some of the other readings. There is so much strength in being able to take a step back from the priorities, from the to-do list, and engage in what truly matters. Pursuing love, pursuing kindness. especially if it hasn't been demonstrated to you in a very healthy way. You choosing to do that, oh my gosh, guys, you are brave, you are courageous, you are powerful. Love is your strength. I think this is interesting. With this strength card, I'm seeing she's got this heart necklace, and it's like she's wearing her heart on her sleeve because she knows she's protected. That's where she can be her true, authentic self, because she's like, nobody can touch this. They can't hurt love. It's not something that they can hurt anymore. It's an illusion that love can be hurt. It can't. You can wear your heart on your sleeve when you recognize how to protect it. And you know how you protect it? By being secure in your heart, by being secure in your own beliefs, your own truth. Your wish fulfillment is finding you, feeling whole inside of yourself, without the need for external things, without the need for wealth, being able to be abundant exactly where you are and recognizing that it is all around you. I'm hearing something that might be helpful for you guys is to, every day when you first wake up in the morning and maybe you like to go on your phone or you're hit with social media, and certain things can just kind of put you in a certain state for the day that you don't want to be in. So starting your morning off with, what are 10 things that I am truly grateful for? And not just like, okay, I'm grateful I'm alive, I'm grateful, no, seriously. What are 10 things that you have that are true blessings? And it might be kind of challenging at first to start this, but the more you make it a practice, all of a sudden your mind is going to shift and you're going to be looking for the blessing in things. You're going to be looking for what you're grateful for. And ultimately, that's going to make you feel abundant. That's going to make you feel blessed. And the more blessed you feel, the more blessed you become. Okay, so let's get into this last message. So with this 3 of Cups card, I'm really hearing chosen family. Like, if you don't have a relationship with this parent or this guardian in your 3D life right now, what they want for you is to find your chosen family. Like, what I'm seeing is an image of like 3 little kids. The 3 best friends that ever there was. Like, maybe you guys had some close friendships in your childhood that you don't feel like you've had ever since, or maybe that's something that you never have really felt that you had, or you felt really alone, and something they want for you to experience is community. They want you to surround yourself with the people who make you feel good, with the people who make you feel alive, who make you feel loved, who help you feel abundant. Those are the kind of people they want you surrounded with. But in order to do this, you have to walk away from something. Oops. Oh, that's interesting because the star just fell. Ooh, that's meaningful. Oh, that makes me want to cry again. Maybe I'm just emotional today. Because, like, in this card, there's stars up in the background and then, like, this big, beautiful star. And the 8 of Cups talks about walking away from things that are no longer serving you and walking towards that one thing and being like, nope, I know that I have to leave the past behind, but I am walking towards the sun. And it's like this star came out, so it's like walking towards hope, because the star represents hope. It's like walking towards those people who help you feel like you are worthy, that you are loved, the people who provide you hope in your life. Sorry guys, my camera fell over. But this is so beautiful. With this in the middle, this is what you're walking towards, or what they want you to walk towards, and this is what they want you to walk away from. I think maybe you struggle holding your ground. I think there might be some people in your life who are very competitive. Possibly people who like to argue a lot. And I think in the past, or even now, you struggle asserting your ground. You struggle walking away from these energies, and it's because you have a hard time with conflict. But really what they're saying is there's brighter days. There is hope. So much hope, because you are a beautiful, brilliant star. This is also, if you are curious, this is flower agate. which talks a lot about fertility, abundance. So yeah, it's just like walking towards the people who make you feel better about yourself, the people who appreciate you and see you, and being able to appreciate and see yourself, walking towards your own divinity, walking towards realizing that you are a beacon of hope, you are the star, you are the gift, and that your energy is sacred, and that you don't need to be surrounded by these people who ultimately just make you feel down or who stress you out. It's just really interesting. Honestly, this doesn't normally happen, but like the piles I've done so far, almost each one of them has had a slight element of walking away from people in your life who make you feel down or discouraged. And maybe you've surrounded yourself with these kind of people because something I've noticed is sometimes we gravitate towards people who remind us of our parents, even though we don't want to, because they make us feel safe. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense when we really think about it, because we didn't feel safe as a child, so why would we look for that? Because it's what we knew, right? So it's like redefining those things, like truly looking at the people around you and saying, what elements of my parents do these people have, and why did I gravitate towards them? Why do I feel like I can't leave them? And it might be because you don't feel worthy of people who would treat you like the star that you are. But you are a star, and you are worthy of people who treat you like that. And I think the more that you get in touch with your child self, the more you start to truly think about the things that brought you joy as a child. How can you incorporate a little bit of that magic into your everyday life? Because it's going to make you feel more whole. Sorry, the lighting's a little bit different now because my phone is not at a high enough percentage to have the flash on. So the rest of the reading will be a little bit darker. Okay, we are going to get a couple message cards for you guys and then go straight into your charms. All right, we are going to look at these handwritten message cards. These are also, this is interesting, I felt called to use this deck. It's Dr. Seuss, so that could be potentially important for you. The backs of these say dream, love it. There's green eggs and ham. They're just super cute, and I ended up putting Elisa Frank stickers on all of them because that's what made my inner child happy. So maybe if it's something as simple as that, like writing yourself some encouraging message cards that you can shuffle every day and be like, yeah, that's who I am. And it'll also make you smile because like it'll remind you of that child self, right? Okay, what do we have? Take time to be still. You will find peace in the chaos. Yeah. Being able to take a time out from all the noise, all the conflict, all of that crazy energy, and find yourself again. Other messages, please. Please and thank you. There is always hope, even if you can't feel it right now. Oh, and you had the hope to start. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you've been feeling really discouraged, this is a powerful time for you. Like, this is a powerful reading, powerful energies. Healing is coming for you. Major transformation moments. They can't contain us. I can't sing right now. These wings were made to fly. Yeah. You have felt so trapped and like your wings were cut at a very early age, and now it's time for you to take off. Fly to that place that you want to be. It's never too late to start living your authentic life. Yeah, even if you feel like you're older or like maybe I've missed it, like it's too hard for me to change my circumstances. It's too hard for me to change the people I'm around. But it's not. It's not. Enjoy the little things and see the magic happen. That's exactly what that 10 of Pentacles, like the main message I was getting from is enjoying the little moments, because that's where abundance truly lies. Like if you have children, spending time with them, embracing the magic in them, embracing the magic in yourself. Oh, guys, your little is speaking. What are they trying to say? Ooh. Beautiful. One more, and it fell all the way over there. Interesting. Another one about flying. Let go of what you cannot carry so you can fly. And that might be people, situations, thought patterns, beliefs, this trauma that you've endured. It's not your fault. And I'm sorry that you have to work through it, because that is sucky sometimes when like things happen to us and it's not our fault, but we still have to move on from it. We still have to heal it so we can show other people, and so that we don't cause that same damage to others that was caused to us, right? Okay, now we're going to get into your guys' charms. Okay. I'm still growing my charm collection here, but I've recently... Oh, sorry, if you're wearing headphones, turn the volume down. I recently started making some clay charms. So I'm going to get this little treasure chest out. Okay. What do we have here? Interesting, this also came out for one of the other piles. Be a warrior, not a worrier. Yeah, if your parent was a worrier, they don't want you to follow in their footsteps. They want you to be able to courageously move forward. Be humble, be smart, and rule the world. I'm feeling you are a very humble person. And you're going to do a lot of great things with this world. You never know what you can achieve until you try. Yeah, you just have struggled believing in yourself, but now is this beautiful, empowering time where you're realizing your own divinity, your own strength. Okay, interesting. We have a couple baby charms. This is like this little baby pin, and I think of a baby's diaper with this, like when they used to have to tie them with the little strings. And I'm also hearing, put a pin in it. If there's been some things that have been stressing you out and worrying you like to a crazy extent, it's okay to just put a pin in some of those things and be like, you know what, I'll return back to that later. I'm going to go do something for a little while and just disconnect from all of this stress. I'm not going to be a worrier. I'm going to be a warrior, and I'm going to follow my inner child wherever she might be taking me. You have peace. Oh, it's interesting. It is Tuesday today while I'm filming this, but you have this little peace charm. You know what's interesting? I'm feeling called to tell you a little story. When I was really young, there was this teddy bear that was a rainbow that I really wanted, and it had this little peace symbol on it. And my parents were super religious, so I had gotten this little bear, and they didn't realize that the peace sign was on it, and they made me take it back because it had a peace sign on it. And they thought it like symbolized a broken cross. So you might have had a parent that was a little bit superstitious or did some things like that that really took away your peace as a child, because they were associating so much, there was so much fear around things that they weren't able to recognize that it was just a bear. So if there's something like that happened to you when you were little, go out and buy that thing for your child self now. Go out and do that thing that would bring you peace that maybe you weren't allowed to. You also have this water bottle. Mainly what I hear with this is hydration is very important for you right now. In order for you to feel like your best self, water is life. Also taking showers, cleansing your energy. But just, if you don't want to get sick like me, drink your water, because I'm sick right now, and Spirit was telling me for like 2 days in a row, drink water, and I was like, I normally do, but water tastes gross right now, and I don't want to, and then I got sick. So like, take care of yourself, nourish yourself, cleanse yourself. You have this cute little comb. What I'm hearing with this is like, oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Take time to do something for yourself, like combing your hair, styling your hair in a way that makes you feel fun. I feel like for some of you, maybe like when people brush your hair or they comb your hair, like that's a really calming thing for you. If you don't have people around who do that for you, do that for yourself and really take that time to just be present and feel what it feels like to have your hair brushed through, to feel safe and secure. We also have this cute little umbrella. It's so girly and cute, but I kind of think of just like putting up this beautiful little protection shield of love around yourself in the sweetest way. When you protect your own energy, it's not like, no, get away from me, you have bad energy. It's like, no, I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna give you what I can, but I'm also, if you are being destructive or mean or hurtful, I'm also gonna lovingly set my boundary and just carry on along my way in my beautiful own little princess way, okay? And then you have this one. I'm pretty sure this is a lotus flower, and it came out in the reverse. So the lotus might have special meaning to you. Some of you might even have a tattoo of a lotus flower. I will let you guys know for the rest of the charms. Like, I will tell you what I see with the charms, but also whatever you guys think of, whatever comes to your mind is the most important with these things, and I want you to focus on that. And let me know down below in the comments if any of these charms meant something super significant to you. This came out in the last one as well, and it's basically just about like a little story. So I made these little psychedelic mushrooms. I don't do shrooms, but I just thought it would be really fun to make these little mushroom people, so I made a little mini one. And it made me really happy, and it was really silly, and I was kind of worried, you know, of what people might think, but I was like, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It makes me happy. It's silly. It's fun. I want to do it. And so whatever that little fun, silly thing is that you want to do, just go and do it today, because why the crap not, okay? All right, I'm going to leave your guys' reading there. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you guys so freaking much. Please let me know what you guys thought of this reading in the comments down below. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. That's the best way that you can support me. I am forever grateful for you guys and your energy. Thank you for being here, lovely souls. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, Pile 4.